Story time on how I found out I got cheated on a trip with his family. His mom and his stepdad in Punta Cana, the Dominican. First of all, sorry for how long it's been taking to make.
Imagine the man you've been dealing with for the last 6 months is not who he said he was. He never lied, but he didn't tell you. Let's get into it. Imagine you in the club with your homegirls and y'all is having a ball. When I say ball, I mean ball. Like,
This will be a long video, y'all, but I had to admit my daughter into the mental health facility. She put bleach in our food. Yeah. She put bleach.
Are y'all ready to get pissed off? Because I'm pissed off, and I know for a fact this is about to piss you off, too. Okay, long-awaited story time of how my best friend of over 10 years robbed my house, stole my car, and is now hiding from the warrants.
This woman came forward and exposed her ex-boyfriend for sleeping with his own mother and stepfather. I cannot make this stuff up. The stories I bring you every single day are absolutely unreal. If you're rocking with this content, drop a like and subscribe. It genuinely helps more than you know.
Imagine the man you've been dealing with for the last 6 months is not who he said he was. He never lied, but he didn't tell you. Let's get into it. Imagine you in the club with your homegirls and y'all is having a ball. When I say ball, I mean ball. Like, the club is full, section to section, wall to wall. Everything is jumping. The DJ shouting y'all, the DJ booth, all of that. Okay, the bottle girl that's been taking care of y'all all night come over and say, she basically tell y'all that everything y'all having tonight is on them. You trying to figure out how is that possible? Like, why is that? She said it's a special request from this man. You trying to figure out who is that man. You don't know that man from a can of paint, and why would he do that for y'all? She says it's a special request. He don't usually do stuff like that, and just take it. So you take it. You think it's because your daddy is a kingpin. When I say kingpin, I mean Big Meech, Larry Hoover, Whitmore, hallelujah. This man is a kingpin from the East Coast to the West Coast. Cracks and crevices, everything you think of, he got it. That's how big your daddy is. Your daddy holds the power in his hands, the keys to the city. So you're thinking that any man that tries to talk to you is because of who your father is. So you're immediately uninterested. But you take the gesture and leave it alone. Y'all go outside, and it's a man over there trying to talk to you. Immediately disgusted. You telling him that you're good. You're not worried about him approaching you or doing nothing to you because, again, your daddy is a kingpin. He do not play that. Like, if he touch you, it's over with him. So you end up keep telling this man like you're good. Somebody speak up behind you and say, oh, she good. And when I tell you this man is so fine, what Destiny Child say, low cut season with the D waves, brown chocolate skin, all that, tattoos, suited up, crispy clean, diamonds in the ears, diamonds in the neck, diamonds in the watch. He is, we're not even gonna get into that. Anywho, that scares the grown man. I'm trying to figure out, how would you let another grown man scare you? That's weird. Then you realize that this is the man that took care of you in the section tonight. Okay, so y'all exchange words. You're trying to figure out why would he take care of you in the section. He don't know you from a can of paint. He's basically saying, like, he know you didn't need it, but he did it anyways. That kind of raised a little flag for you, but you kind of just dismiss it and go on. So 2 weeks go by. This man pops up at your shop. Let me know if y'all want part 2. So part 2. Okay, so 2 weeks go by. You're sitting in your office. You're already kind of having a day, and then your employee comes in and says, hey, like, this person is requesting you and you only. So you go down there and see who it is, and it is the man from the club. So basically, you're trying to figure out, how did he find you? Because how do you know that I work here? How did you find me? And he was like, oh, you thought I was gonna let you get away that easy? Another flag, but you let it go. Okay, so he's basically trying to take you out on a date. You end up saying, fine, we can go out on a date. So you agree to go on a date with him, and the date is good. Y'all end up talking about, like, what y'all do and things like that, you know, first date stuff. And he says he's a part of real estate. You find it interesting because your daddy also wants you to be a part of his real estate. Y'all don't really get into that too much, but it's kind of like a common thing that you guys have together. Y'all, 6 months go by. During these 6 months, y'all have encountered a lot. You have met his family. Y'all have gotten into it. Y'all have exchanged I love yous. Y'all have done X, Y, and Z. Okay, so you know him, but you're still getting to know him, but you know enough about him, right? And then in between the 6 months, your daddy has been pressing you more and more to get involved in his business because he is ready to kind of step back and let you take the lead. So the meeting that your father has been wanting you to go to finally takes place. Okay, so now it's the morning of the meeting, and you are already having a very bad day. When I say very bad, I mean very bad. Everything, a series of unfortunate events are happening to you this morning, but you get up and you go to that meeting anyways. You are late, but you go. Okay, so you knock on the door. They tell you to come in. And at the head of the table next to your daddy is the man you've been dating for the last 6 months. Okay, so that blows you instantly. You are betrayed. You are hurt. You are confused. You are trying to figure out, how is this man and why is this man? And you there's so many thoughts going through your head, but the only thought that is sticking is the fact that this man has used you for the last 6 months. You knew that there was something that he was not telling you. You knew there was something about him that just did not sit right with you, but you let it go. You pursued him anyways. And now you think that this man has pursued you and dated you only because of who your father is. So you're going to meeting anyways. You go in the meeting anyways, and you sit down and y'all act like nothing is going on. Your daddy peep game and he see how y'all interacting with each other and how it's kind of tension, but he doesn't say anything. Y'all figure that out later on. So this man is eyeing you, you eyeing him. You don't know what's going on in this meeting because the only thing you can think of is that this man played in your face. So y'all have the meeting is over. You go down the hallway, y'all get stuck in the elevator together, and this is where all heck breaks loose. Y'all basically start going low blow for low blow. Y'all are really hitting below the belt. At this point, y'all are basically accusing each other of not saying anything. You didn't tell him your daddy was a kingpin. He didn't tell you that he was rubbing elbows with a kingpin. And both of y'all feel betrayed and hurt. Y'all are pointing at the finger at each other when really both of y'all are in the wrong. At this point, y'all have been arguing. Y'all stuck in the elevator. Y'all been arguing. And then by the time y'all get to the first floor, you don't talk to this man anymore. So, weeks go by. You haven't heard from this man. You don't plan on talking to this man. This man has been calling your phone. You won't answer. You ignore his text messages, calls. You don't plan to see him or anything. The night comes and this man basically pulls up on you. You would basically say, we're going to talk about it one way or another. Okay? So y'all end up talking about it. Y'all arguing again. But he basically tells you that he's not coming up off of you. He basically telling you that he don't care what y'all got going on. He don't care who your daddy is. He don't care about none of that. He's not coming up off of you. So it takes a while. It takes like a lot of convincing. But you deal with that. You take that for what it is because it's like, dang, he really don't care about my daddy. And that's how you feel at the time. It takes you a while to trust him again. But you end up trusting him and you end up just letting it go. But baby, if somebody would have told you the things that you know after the fact, he told you he did not care who your daddy was, that he did not want anything that your daddy had to offer, that he wanted you specifically because of who you were. And you took that and you ran with it. And y'all built the relationship, y'all rebuilt your foundation, X, Y, and Z. But the moment that comes when your daddy finds out that you've been dealing with this man behind his back, it's over with. If y'all want to see how the rest of the story plays out, y'all can go find it on Amazon Kindle. Ace of Spades by Maya K. Did I get y'all? Did I get y'all or not? Did I have y'all? I read y'all in. Now y'all can go see. But it's really a good story. I think y'all should go read it for yourselves. It's a 3-part series. The 3rd part is coming.
It's gonna be a long video, y'all, but I had to admit my daughter into the mental health facility. She put bleach in our food. Yeah. She put bleach in the food. Bleach in my husband's ice cream that all the children eat. Bleach in the mini pancakes that my babies eat for breakfast. Yeah, my autistic children, my babies, my little girls, they love them some mini pancakes. Bleach submerged in mini pancakes. Something is like, I don't know what it is, something mental going on. This is not the little girl I once knew. I don't know. I don't know who she is anymore. I don't know who she is anymore. I don't. I understand the racism is going on, but that doesn't give you a right to come home and you treat us like that. That child yesterday, I got home off a 12-hour shift. I noticed that she pierced her nose. What the fuck is you doing? You piercing your nose? Now her whole little friend group, everybody piercing nose and convincing their parents to get tattoos. She's where she don't know who she want to be. She don't know if she want to be a white girl. She don't know what she want to be. She don't even know who she is. You know, I blame racism for that shit. But anyway, I noticed that she had a piercing and I said, what the fuck? Is that a nose piercing? She said, yeah. I said, take that shit out. She said, no. So I'm about to pull that motherfucker out your nose because is that real? Or is it just sticked on, you know? In fact, it was real. But when I went to touch her nose, she pushed my motherfucking arm like real aggressive. And the rest was history. Don't fucking touch me. Are you serious? I tore that ass out the frame. I don't whoop my kids. I don't have a need to, you know? Never had to. I don't have to. I tore that ass up. She called the police. I figured she would. She called the police on me. Yeah, she did. She was very mad at the outcome. The police, they didn't side with her. Did you hit your mother? Yeah. Oh, well, she did what she needed to do. Because be like, who do you think you are? You know? Ouch. Hours later, get home from school. She's antagonizing. She's saying little shit. I never saw this side of her. Never. Saying little shit, antagonizing. Oh, you always complaining about your weight. You say you lost 20 pounds. You're still fat. Talking to my husband. Oh, you on child support. You know, you never have this. You know, you don't have that. You're big. You just, oh my God, y'all. The amount of shit that she was saying, it was so like, it was really It was so negative. It was so nasty. It was bad. I get in her face and I said, what the fuck did you say? Like, what the fuck did you say? And when I did that, y'all don't believe this. That girl hit me in my motherfucking eye. I kid you not, on my motherfucking grandmother's soul. She hit me in my eye, baby. Yes, she did. This one. Yeah. I laughed at her. I said, did you just hit me in my eye? Did you? You kind of saw fear in her eyes after that. I turned my motherfucking back. I turned around. I turned around on her. She hit me twice in my back. I laughed. And when I turned around again towards her, the rest was history. Ass out the frame. Tore it up. Hello. I've been asking you. I've been damn that begging you. I've been damn that begging you to, like, stop. Like, you know, stop antagonizing me. Stop fucking with me. You know, I've been begging her. I have. Yes, I have. Again, she's upset. Police, it didn't go her way. You know. Now, what happened is it's on camera. So, you know, now she's completely in the motherfucking wrong, you know? It's not going her way. And it boils down to, they ask you, like, what the fuck is, you like, what's the problem? I hate this house. I hate their rules. I hate the rules. The rules? You hate the rules. You hate rules? You hate having structure? Because I won't let you do whatever the fuck you want to do, and when you want to do it, you're going to thank me for that when you get older. You're going to thank me that I'm on your ass. You're going to thank me that I'm the parent that I am. All your little friends get to do whatever the fuck they want to do. They're being abused. It's so much that I can say. But you mad because there's rules and there's structure. The problem is, I done spoiled these kids rotten. I done spoiled them so rotten. My mentality was, oh, I want to give my kids what I didn't have. I want to show them this and do this. Spoiled them. That sense of entitlement is coming out with her. She's changing. She is. And I can't do it. It's a lot. If you think you're gonna put your motherfucking hands on me, are you serious? And the way she talk about my babies, I look in that journal and I hate this black family. I hate my autistic sisters. They're retarded. I hate them. I wish they were never born. Just, oh my God, going on and on and on about them. And it's like, it's already gonna be hard as fuck because they have autism. You know, this world is cruel. It's gonna be hard for them. And you are their first hater. You the first person that's, you know, like, why? I do everything for these kids. Everything, as I should, because I'm their mom. But, like, everything. I don't miss a beat. I'm always there. I'm understanding. I'm nurturing. I'm caring. I am not the mother that I had. I'm not. I'm here. I'm here for them. I love them. Like, I'm the best mother ever. I want structure in this bitch, you know? There's chores. You gotta clean up. You gotta like, follow the rules. You gotta go to school. You gotta get good grades. You can't hang around anybody. You can't do what you want. I let you be a kid. I let you explore colors, and, you know, I let you have fun and do you. I'm a bomb-ass mother. I'm bomb. When it comes to being a mother, I do my shit, y'all. I do my shit. Not only do I buy them what they need, but I'm here. I'm a mother first. Like, it ain't even about what I can buy them and what I can do and what I can, you know, me as a mother, being nurturing, caring, understanding, listening to them, being by their side, making sure they feel safe, saving them. That's me. This is the things I get, though. Man, it's so hard. Yeah. That's been my life. I look a mess, but I don't give a fuck. I just woke up. I knew when I posted those videos, it was going to be the question, what is going on at home? Is it any sexual abuse? Is it any mental abuse? What's going on? Somebody is abusing her in that home. It's literally none of that. I will never let any of that. No. Been there, done that. That's not happening. I told her about a few days ago, 4 or 5 days ago, do not go searching for your biological dad. Do not search him up. Do not read what he did. Do not. Don't do it. Do not do that. She knew something happened. Something bad happened to her. She didn't know the details. And I told her, don't do that. Let me be the one to tell you. Let me tell you. Let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you. No, she went searching. She went searching. And she found out by searching him up everything. And I told her, don't do that. I stopped talking about the story a long time ago because I'm like, you know what? Regardless if she say she wants the story out there or not, she's still young. She can't consent for us. She probably don't even know what she's consenting to. So I stopped talking about it. I just stopped talking about it, period. She went searching. She hates having autistic siblings. I have 2 autistic children. Is it a lot for her? Is it a lot for everyone? Yes. They go in her room. They touch stuff. So I try to accommodate her, putting a lock on her door and things like that, But she do little spiteful things to them. I've already been talking to the therapist. Her therapist, she's like, okay, well, we're probably going to have to go the evaluation route with her. There's a lot of anxiety, a little bit of depression from the racism and stuff like that. But I kind of see that, she doesn't accept that the kids are kids and younger than her. She likes to go back and forth or lure them into the room and do little shit, underneath the surface that I didn't know about until I was looking like, okay, here's that. But she don't want to do her chores. She don't want to listen to you. I told y'all her whole friend group, I'm sorry. And I'm sorry to say that kids are fast, but they're fast. Belly piercing, nose piercings, long ass lashes. My baby, now she's changing. Like, at first it was, you playing at home with your makeup and playing with your lashes and doing a little shit like that. She do some bomb-ass lashes. She do good lashes. She learning how to do makeup. She do her eyebrows and shit. But I said, okay, that's fine to do here, but when you go to school, you can't do that. You can't wear that. You in 7th grade. So now you see pictures of her and her friends. They all got to look to them. They all got to look to them. And I'm like, but I told you, you're not listening to me. By me working the way I work, by me being in school, sometimes I'm not really here for real. So I'm here, but, I'm coming home and I'm doing a little 1, 2, and I'm going to sleep and getting back up. So, so I feel like she think that I'm not going to notice, but I'm very attentive. I notice everything. So, no, nothing like that is happening here. Nothing like that is happening here. She is just being a rebel. When she called the police, she was like, oh my God, she beat my ass. She beat my ass. She beat my ass. Never heard this girl curse. Didn't even know she was doing that, okay? Didn't even know. Didn't even know. She beat my ass, trying to take her to jail. Take her to jail. She want to become a nurse. No, take everything from her. Take everything from her. Yes, all of that. Take everything from her. I feel like she's trying to jeopardize everything for me. Take everything from her. Come on now. But she posts on social media. Just go up there and tell the whole world. Just all of that. I really don't know what more to say to y'all. Don't be trying to do the narrative of, oh my God, somebody is doing something to that child. No, she want to be a rebel. She want to do things that I told her not to do. She was on Snapchat. I said, no motherfucking Snapchat. All my friends have Snapchat. I said, no. No, it's just like Snapchat is not, you got a TikTok, you got other, but scroll and other shit, but like Snapchat is just, no. So she got Snapchat. My friends got Snapchat. My friends got Snapchat. It's always my friends. My friends got a nose piercing. They mama let them do. These are white kids. They do whatever the fuck they want to do anyway. They talk any type of way. They talk to their parents any type of way. She got a few black friends that do what the fuck they want, but you got a few of them that can't. And it's just, I don't know. It's just she want to do what the fuck she want to do. And she went searching for that man, that pedophile, and I told her not to do that. I told her not to do that. I basically begged her not to do that. I'm like, you know what? She gonna do it. She gonna do it. She gonna do it. I know she gonna do it. So after she do it, let's just have a motherfucking conversation. Like, she's gonna do it. I don't know what to say. I just know that I've been trying as her mother. She's changing. And yeah.
Are y'all ready to get pissed off? Because I'm pissed off, and I know for a fact this is about to piss you off too. Okay, long-awaited story time of how my best friend of over 10 years robbed my house, stole my car, and is now hiding from the warrants. So before all of this, I feel like we need some backstory. I have known this girl since I was 3 years old, 1, 2, 3, living at my grandma's house in a trailer park. She was living in that trailer park too. We have been like this since then. I have been there for her no matter what. Whenever she was homeless multiple times, always gave her a place to stay. Whenever she needed money, always had money for her to borrow, clothes for her to borrow, food for her to eat. I was always there for her no matter what. I have never done this girl dirty in my life. And I want to preface that because I am just gobstopped by the audacity because I have done nothing to deserve this. So we were really good friends for a long time. And then our lives started going on different paths. Not that it was a bad thing. She was just going a different direction than I was going. And we, kind of had a break. And it was very respectful. It was very mutual. It was like I love you. I will always be here for you. I'm still your friend. It's just we're not going to hang out and be in contact as much because we're on different paths. And that's perfectly fine. Went healthy, went respectful, went mature. Everything was good. Fast forward a couple months, I get my own apartment, I get my own place. She's posting up on TikTok about how she's doing so good, she's sober, she got a job, working full-time as a manager, and I'm like, okay, period, like, you're doing good and I'm doing good, this is what I want to hear. So I post about my new apartment on my Instagram, and she slides up on my story and is like, oh my god, like, I'm so proud of you for getting an apartment, like, you're doing so good. I would love to come over and we can celebrate, like, have dinner and just, like, reconnect. And I was like, fuck yeah, like, I miss my best friend, like, I've known her forever. I would love to celebrate how good we're doing, so we make a date and she comes over. So the night of finally rolls around. I go drive 30 minutes. I pick her up. I pick her boyfriend up. And then we pick my boyfriend up because she's like, your boyfriend's going to love my boyfriend. They're going to get along so well. Like, I would love for them to meet. And so I was like, okay, great idea. Our boyfriends can hang out. Well, we hang out. We all go back to my place. It's great. We go. We have dinner. We talk. We celebrate. Everything is wonderful. Like, I have missed this girl so much. And it is so good to see her. Oh, I feel the rage coming. This is pissing me off. Few hours into the function, she goes, I have a friend and she lives right down the street, and since I'm never this far out here and I'm never in this area, would it be cool if she come over? You would really like her. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So we go and we pick her up because she does live right down the street, and she comes over. But as soon as she comes over, those two girls just start hanging out buddy, and I'm kind of just left out, not really feeling the vibe. So I was like, okay, they can hang out, do their thing. I'm gonna go to bed. It's late anyways. So I fall asleep. And that's where I fucked up. And what baffles me is I even had the thought process before I went to bed. I was like, should I hide my car keys? But I was like, no, there's no reason to do that. Like, me and her like this, I've known her forever. She would never. I should have. So I go to bed. I wake up. When I wake up, for reference, here's my bed, here's me sleeping, here's my bathroom door right in front of my bed. And on my bathroom door is a rack that holds all of my nice purses. As soon as I open my eyes, I see that the purse rack is substantially more empty than when I had went to bed. I'm counting and I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where are my Juicy Couture purses? Not on the rack. So I get up, I turn the lights on, and I go over my closet, which is right next to the purse rack. My hangers, naked as fuck. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm looking, my Heaven Sent jacket gone. Oh my god, so much gone. And I'm like panicking, so I go and I look outside my window. Lo and behold, my car was gone too. So obviously I already know something's fucking up because all my shit's gone. But I text her and I'm like, what's up? Where you at? Where's my car? And she's like, I had to take my friend to the hospital. I am so sorry. I'm gonna get you gas money and I will be right back. Like, it was an emergency. She forgot her EpiPen. So I check her location on Live 360. Out in Portland. That's an hour away from where I live, and there's a hospital 5 minutes from where I live. So if it was an emergency, why didn't we go right down the street to the hospital? So with that being said, I texted her and I was like, unfortunately, I have your location. You're not at the hospital, and I'm gonna give you 1 hour to bring my car back because I have work, and if you don't, I'm calling the cops. And you know what she did? Blocked on iMessage, blocked on Snapchat, blocked on TikTok, blocked all my friends, blocked any sort of anything I had to contact her. So you know what I did? Called the damn cops, told them everything, and they're like, okay, bet. Within an hour, her ass got picked up. Oh, girl thought she was smart. She was not. She did not get very fucking far at all. So obviously, if she's out in Portland with my car, how am I supposed to go get my car? And the police call me and they're like, we're gonna tow your vehicle. It'll be $500 to get it out of impound. Me pay $500 to go get back my stolen car? Oh, I don't fucking think so. So they're like, well, you can come get it otherwise. So I get a ride and I pull up and guess what I see? Bitch getting handcuffed and put in the back of the car. Ooh, you look real fucking stupid now, don't ya? I will never forget the feeling of when I saw my car. I have worked so long and so hard for this fucking car. My baby has 80,000 miles. If you know anything about a car, that's pretty damn new. And in this economy, it's pretty damn hard to get a nice car, okay? I walk over. Let me just pause this and show you. That car that just drove by kind of scared me, but you get the gist of it. My brand new mirror ripped off, whole side door dented, back of my car dented, paint ripped off, all of it fucked. Whole side of my car fucked. Brand new car fucked. And this was not her car to fuck up. She doesn't have a damn license. So I told the cops, I was like, can you please check the car for any of my 5 missing purses? Could you please check the car for any of my missing jackets? These are what they look like. And first and foremost, I keep my rent money in the car. Me personally, if I have money on a card, I will tap it, I will put it, I will spend it, it will be gone. That money isn't real to me. Apple Pay money, Apple is paying me the money. Like, I need to put it in cash, out of sight, out of mind, so it's not being spent. And my foolish ass kept half of my rent in cash in the car. And guess who spent that? Guess who spent that on $500 on fucking, yeah. I was like, please, I don't care if there's anything left in the car. I just need to make rent so I don't get evicted. Can you look for my wallet? They look and they find a wallet, but it's not my wallet. It's her wallet. And they open it, her ID falls out, and 5 little baggies. Ooh. So that night, she was taken to jail, and we were given a court date, but they ended up releasing her from jail. She didn't show up to her court date, so she got a warrant out for her arrest. She went back to jail, didn't show up to the court date, warrant out for her arrest, just never-ending fucking cycle. And so really, this court process is fucking going nowhere, which is so fucking annoying because that bitch needs to rot in fucking jail! Ah! And what's really got me fucked up is beyond her stealing multiple items of clothing, 5 purses, $500, $5,125.82 worth of car damages on my brand new vehicle. What's got me fucked up is that she is posting on TikTok and around like she's the victim. Like, I don't understand girls who spread rumors. I hope you heal because I know the truth. If you knew the truth, then why are you running from the warrants? I trusted her. I let her into my home. She told me she was coming over to celebrate how good I was doing, and then she tries to take that all away from me to feed her addiction. That is bullshit. And beyond all that, for her to be posting up on TikTok like, I was running from my warrants and I only got 4 hours in a cell, and now my charges are dropped. Girl, no, they're not. You spent 4 hours in a Yamhill County cell, meaning you didn't spend any time in a Clackamas County cell, which is where your warrants are for, meaning they are still active. And the second you fucking step foot in that county, which I know you'll do because you love Clackamas Mall, don't ya? You're gonna get picked up real damn quick. You are welcome to post as some innocent victim on social media as much as you would like. But June 9th, whenever we're both sitting in that courtroom and you're sitting in front of the judge, I promise you nothing about you is going to be innocent. Because when I pull up the videos and the camera footage of you leaving my house with all of my stolen belongings, No innocence. Whenever I pull up the estimates of the $5,000 of car damages, no innocence. Whenever I pull up the screenshots of you on social media posting in my clothes, no innocence. And whenever I show them the videos of you being proud of hiding from your warrants and getting out of jail, no innocence. You are fucked and you are going to pay for what you did to me. Just you wait and fucking see.
I just found out I'm this girl's on site. You know how people be like, oh, I got this one person. If I see her, it's on site, no words, just swinging. Yeah, no. It's a girl out here who feels that way about me. So let me tell y'all what happened, because I feel like I didn't even do anything to deserve such a response like that. So this was a couple of years ago, and this girl that I am friends with on Facebook started this conversation about how, like, you're not a real woman if you cannot have kids. Now, this was supposed to be a dig to trans women, but I just brought up in the comments, like, hey, you're not thinking about women who struggle with infertility, and sometimes a lot of the rhetoric that y'all use around trans women is very insensitive to women who struggle with getting pregnant. So the girl in question pops up and says something. I can't remember what she said, but I go to her page and I comment back, and I was like, you know what? I kind of understand, like, women like you always trying to make pussy the hierarchy because you're not cute, you're not funny, you're not smart. You really don't have anything going for you other than the fact that you can birth some babies like a damn chihuahua. So I kind of see why you don't want trans women to be equal as you, because if pussy was off the table, you really don't have shit to offer a man. This girl writes back this comment, because I guess she goes on my page, see, I don't have no kids, I got a cute little cat named Lola. So then she makes a comment about me just being jealous, like I wanted to be 4 kids deep in the projects, but I was just jealous because I couldn't have a kid and all I got is a funky ass cat, which, bitch, watch your mouth, my cat is precious. So we had a cute little back and forth. I'm not thinking nothing of it. You're starting children's lives on WIC, like, I won. So it's truly a key for me. Okay, cool. So a couple of months later, that same person that I am friends with on Facebook posts a GoFundMe for that girl. Now, she claiming that DCFS done stole her kids. Girl, ain't nobody stole your kids. They walked in that house and you was negligent and they took the motherfuckers away from you. But when I realized it was the girl that I was talking to a couple of months ago, y'all know I scooted my ass back to that thread. And it took some time because I was swiping, and then sometimes Facebook will refresh and put me at the top of the girl page and I got to swipe all the way back down to it. But I found it. So then I comment. Now, mind you, the whole conversation is you're not a real woman if you can't have kids. So I comment, you're not a real woman if you can't keep those kids. Now, you might be thinking, Jasmine, that was a little too much. She called my cat ugly. So she ends up blocking me. Okay, cool, whatever, right? So fast forward to yesterday, she apparently unblocked me because I was having a conversation on Facebook with the girl that I'm friends with on Facebook, and she just wanted to read it. Now, at first, I didn't realize who she was until she brung up the thread when I said you're not a real woman if you can't keep your kids. So I just simply asked, did you get the kids back? And I guess she didn't, because she caught an attitude. Apparently she didn't like the question, so I take it she didn't get them back. So she gonna say something, you know what, whenever I see you, it's on site. First off, girl, the chances of me and you being in the same location is slim to none. Second off, in the great words of Weezy F Baby, ask them hoes about me. Don't let the relocation and the age fool you. I'm still that bitch. And I will always still be that bitch. But yeah, I feel like saying on site is crazy. All I did was ask, did you get your kids back? And now all of a sudden you mad at me.
I will never get on another motherfucking dating app as long as I live. And here's why. So boom. So I meet this boy on the dating app. And I told this story on live. But anyway, I meet this boy on the dating app. And on the dating app, mind you, he didn't even have his real name on the dating app. I found out his real name a little bit later after the first date. So boom. I'm messaging him back and forth on the dating app. Mind you, in his bio, he has like, oh, I want to get married. I'm looking for something serious. So if you're not serious, swipe left or whatever, you know, child. Anyway, so when I read the bio, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm looking for something serious too. Because if you've ever been on a dating app, then you know 9 times out of 10, the men on there is just looking for a quick fuck. And that's just what it is. They're just looking to get their rocks off. So to find somebody who actually kind of wants something serious on a dating app is rare. So when I saw that in his bio, I was like, okay, cool. He cute. Let me swipe. So I swipe, and a couple of days go by. I don't say nothing to him. He don't say nothing to me. And then all of a sudden, I get a message from him on said app. So we talking, everything cool. Like we talking, we getting to know each other. He asked me what I like to do for fun, and I told him like I have a little bit more free time on my hands now. And at that time I was doing Spark, so I was like, yeah, I got a little free time on my hands now. I'm spontaneous, I'm adventurous, I like to go out and do stuff. And he like, oh yeah, cool. I own my own business. I got the free time. I like spontaneous trips, whatever. We could do that. So I'm like, okay, cool. We exchange numbers, and everything's going smooth. Everything's going cool, or so I thought. So boom, fast forward, we go on our first date, we go to the movies, it's cool, like we vibing. He looks even better in person than he do on that app, and I'm like, okay, cool. Wedding bells is a ringing. And that might have been delusional of me, but I really don't care. So time goes by, we're talking every day, we're texting every day, we're FaceTiming. I think everything is cool. Mind you, in this time, I'm not really seeing him that much, and I'm like, I'm not really seeing you that much, and you said you have free time, and you like taking spontaneous trips, and you like doing things, and you like going here, and you like going there. Okay, well, why we ain't doing none of that? You feel me? I saw him a couple of times after the first date, but it wasn't like, oh, no date type stuff. It was just like coming over, chill, whatever the case may be. I saw him 2 more times after that. But mind you, I was dating, or whatever you want to call it, for a month. So only seeing a person 3 times, maybe max, in a month, I'm like, for someone who said he was oh so serious and all this and that. And then mind you, he was the type that liked to disappear at night. And if you know, you know. You feel me? If you know, you know. If a man is disappearing at night, it's 9 times out of 10 because he got a girlfriend. But I don't even think he had a girlfriend. This is the kicker. So, boom. As time goes on, I'm starting to realize the good morning texts have stopped. You know, once them good morning texts stop, you're clipped. If you know, you know. If them good morning texts stop, you're clipped. So the good morning texts has stopped. He not FaceTiming me as much. We're not talking as much. So I bring that to his attention, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? Like, I'm feeling a little bit neglected or whatever, whatnot. And he just keep, you know, like reassuring me, like, oh, it's not you. I gotta do this and this and this and this with my cars, or I gotta go pick up cars today, or I gotta do this. I got all these bills. I gotta make sure things are taken care of. Cool. I understand that. As someone who handles her business too, I get that. Do your thing, boo. But it just wasn't getting any better. You feel me? So I brought it to his attention again. And then after I repeat myself too many times, I'm getting the fuck on. You ain't got to worry about that. I'm gone. Bye. Sayonara. See you later. So I text him and I let him know, like, hey, this isn't working out for me. We can go our separate ways. So boom. Fast forward. Probably like a week or 2 later, I'm on Instagram because we followed each other on Instagram, but he's never on Instagram. Like, he never posts nothing. He's never on Instagram. So I never took him off my Instagram. I see the little bubble from him pop up, you know, the little story bubble. So I'm like, okay, so I clicked the story. Why this man pop out with his newborn baby in the hospital? Newborn baby in the hospital, holding the baby. Sir, mind you, I asked him, did he have any kids? He said, yeah, he had 2. He's 35. I didn't think anything of that. I don't typically date men with kids, but his kids were older. I think he said 19 and 10. He never said nothing about having a baby on the way. So when I clicked on his story and I saw him in the hospital holding the freshly out the coochie baby, I said, man, mind you, you could have just said that. You could have just said that. When I asked you, did you have any kids? That was your time to say, I have 2 kids and I also have a baby on the way. How are you on a dating app looking for a wife and you have not 1, not 2, but 3 kids? Were none of your baby mamas good enough to wife? None of your baby mamas was good enough to be your wife? The girl who you literally have a newborn baby by wasn't good enough to be your wife? Something is wrong with men. Something is wrong with them. Something is wrong with all of them. And I would never get on a dating app again as long as I live. I haven't been on a dating app in like years before I decided to just get back on there, because I don't meet a lot of people in person because I don't like nobody talking to me. Don't talk to me. Okay. But yeah, so yeah, that happened. He popped out with a newborn baby and I was just like, And anytime a man say he got a lot going on, it's either a girlfriend or a baby. Run.
Prison story time. Let's get into it. So basically, when I got sentenced to prison, I think I was 20 because I had my 21st birthday in there. Wasn't nobody getting crunk on their 21st because, bitch, you was locked up. They ain't letting that ass out. So when I first get to prison, I was at Leandale State Prison in Alto, Georgia, which was a maximum security women's prison at the time. So I'm thinking that when I got there, I'm going to be there in diagnostics for a few weeks. Diagnostics is where they do like a bunch of blood testing, a pap smear, and shit like that. And then they classify you and put you at where you're supposed to be for the rest of your sentence, right? So I'm sitting here thinking, this is a maximum security prison. I have minimum security charges. I got sentenced on drug charges and a fleeing and eluding charge. Fleeing and eluding charges meant when I was stopped, I proceeded to get out, run, and I got tased. That's where I got the name Taser from, because Tasia got tased. Taser! So that's what I was in prison for, okay? So I had minimum security charges. And at this prison, usually people that stayed there for the majority of their time were people and, you know, charges like that, right? So I didn't belong there. And so I was in diagnostics for a few weeks. And basically the people in diagnostics, they had gotten their store taken away because they didn't know how to act. So I could not get my own food in there, no deodorant, no shampoo, no conditioner. You know what they gave me when I first got to the prison? They said, squat, cough, spread them cheeks wide open. Here's a lice treatment. Get that ass in the shower. I don't want to hear shit. So that's what I did. I didn't have no shampoo conditioner for the 3 weeks that I was there. I could not wash my hair. It was naughty. I stunk like shit. The list goes on, right? They gave me a bar of soap. Bob Barker bar of soap. Okay, that shit ain't getting soapy. It ain't washing shit. Okay, and the deodorant that they actually did give me, it was like roll-on. Well, it was like funky fresh is what it was. Okay, it literally, you put that shit on and it made you funky. So guess who was not using that funky? I wasn't using the funky because I was already funky and then I was going to be funkier. So anyways, it was just a big stinky time up in diagnostics. Well, when I first got there, you know, you think that when you're in jail, you get a hot meal 3 times a day, a cot to sleep on, if you were lucky. Because when I got there, some people were introduced to the bunk that they were sleeping on with no mat. They were sleeping on a bare metal bunk because they ran out of mats. Lucky for me, I had a mat. Lucky for me, nobody tried to rob me of my mat, okay? So I didn't have to go through that. I went through the stinky part of it, stinking like shit, hair looking a mess, but I still laid my back on the little thin ass fucking mat that I did have, okay? And if you got a blanket, it probably stunk and had some holes in it. Well, when I first got there, my hair was longer, way longer. It was down to here, way thicker. This was before the bleach, all that shit, right? I had knotted up hair because the lice treatment, no shampoo, no conditioner, right? So I was having a hard time putting it up in a bun. So, you know, this was how my bun was. When they said attention on deck and that warden came in, I was like this. Because you had a few seconds to get it right and tight. Otherwise, your ass is going to get the shit beat out of you. Okay? Anyways, this is how my bun was. The warden said, ma'am, I don't know where you think you are, but you better get that bun right and tight or I'm going to cut it off and give it to Locks of Love. I know you fucking lying. So I learned how to do it real fucking right and tight and real quick, okay? Quick, hurry, hurry, hurry. So the next time they said attention on deck, bitch, attention was on deck. That bun was right and tight every other time. After about a few weeks in diagnostics, they proceed to say, Hussy, pack it up, because that was my maiden name, okay? They were like, Hussy. By the way, the guards had a field day with my last name being Hussy. They were like, Hussy, 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 Hussy. Little Hussy, haha, your last name's Hussy? Yeah, bitch, it's Hussy. So they ended up keeping me at the prison. They just put me in a dorm with other inmates, the same charges kind of similar to mine. So you're still on the prison compound with the rest of everybody. You're just in a separate dorm, okay? And I got a 2-year sentence. I did 8 months and I got the fuck up out of there, okay? Believe it or not, I got into no trouble while I was there. I was ready to get the fuck out, okay? I had seen what I needed to see and I never wanted to go back, okay? God said, you ain't gonna learn, you gonna learn today. So not only are you going to prison, you're going to stay at a maximum security prison. You're going to hear the worst of the worst. You're going to see the worst of the worst so that maybe your stupid ass won't come back. And guess what? That was enough for Tasty Tea. Okay? Imagine somebody asking you, what are your charges? You say fleeing and eluding drugs. And they say, yeah, well, I decided to my friend because she was talking shit about me. I'm gonna have to see my way out, man. I only got into 2 little arguments in prison. One was in diagnostics with a girl, and I told her that she could stop running her fucking mouth and drag me off this bunk. And honestly, if she did, I probably would have got my ass whooped. But I needed to stand strong in there. You know, only the strong survive. So that was that, and that was the end of it. She never did nothing, and we never talked again after that. But it was a fun argument. People were like, So that was great. And then when I was about to leave the prison, they were about to release me. They sent me to what they call the block. Okay, the block is lockdown. The block is you're in there with inmates that are going to be there forever. Okay, they are in there for the worst of the worst. And I'm on the block, and I'm in there for 24 hours because they put you there. That way nobody tries to beat your ass before you go home and ruin your release date. Okay, so I go to the block, and I'm in there. And I'm getting bored, okay? Because there's nothing to do in this little cell by yourself, okay? I went from being in a free-for-all dorm to a cell by myself. I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm pacing back and forth. Well, this inmate worker in there, she was in there for life, okay? So she gave zero motherfucks. I run out of toilet paper, and she's walking by. And I was just ready to go home. I had to pee. I had toilet paper. And she's walking by with toilet paper, and she just looks at me and keeps going. I said, hey, like I ran out of toilet paper. And she said, you ain't getting no toilet paper. I said, well, then fuck you, bitch. I don't know why I would say that. Why would you say that to somebody who's going to be in there for life? She ain't got nothing to lose, you stupid ass bitch. Anyways, so I was pissed. I just wanted some toilet paper to wipe my ass. That's it. So she came back and she said, you're lucky that your white ass is leaving tomorrow, you stupid motherfucking bitch. I said, amen. God bless you. I ain't saying nothing else. And that was that. So I would just advise you not to go to the trenches. You know, like it just brings out the worst in you. It truly, truly does. And only the strong survive. Thank you.
This is why you shouldn't do shit out of spite no more, cuz. I'm about to tell y'all the story time from when I got cheated on. Alright, so boom. This is like over 5 years ago. And we gonna call the girl Chevy. So, it was Chevy's birthday, y'all. And I was there with her early to help us set up and shit, right? And I'm skipping a lot of shit, but I'm gonna really get to the point. So Chevy hopped in the shower, right? And when she hopped in the shower, I didn't like the song that was playing like on the speakers throughout the house. So I grabbed her phone and I changed the song. You know what I'm saying? I changed it to YB, like, you know, I want to change the vibe in this bitch. Yo, why the fuck she hop out the shower and she come running to the phone? Mind you, in this relationship, we don't go through phones. Like, that's one thing about me. I would never go through a woman's phone. Like, when I'm in a relationship, like, that's just a no-go. So we never went through each other's phone. But her doing this, you can imagine my brain, like, her running out the bathroom to grab her phone and run back to the bathroom. You can imagine how that made my brain go. Like, I was like, what the fuck was that little shit about? So after she did that, I tried my best to put it away because it was her birthday. So I'm not even going to think too much on that shit. But I ain't gonna lie, that shit went to the back of my mind the whole rest of the night. I was not finna let that shit slide, gang. I wasn't born yesterday. But, like, to give y'all context, the girl never showed any signs of her being a cheater. Or, you know, another thing, too, she was a virgin. So, in my mind, I really thought she was, like, solid. Like, I thought cheating was not... I thought that was, like, one of the last things I thought would ever fucking happen to me. I ain't gonna lie. But we go on, bro. We literally move forward with the night, right? And, you know, the night was cool for the most part. Everybody drunk as fuck. I ain't even get drunk because I was blown subconscious. Like, in the back of my mind, I was like, I ain't even finna get as fucked up as everybody else, right? So, the night go on, and it's like, I say 1 a.m., right? Everybody sleep. I ain't gonna lie. I'm looking at her sleep. And I'm looking dead at her phone. And I'm asking myself, I'm like, do I do this to myself? Like, do I go through this phone right now? Like, if I go through this phone, it's the only opportunity I have because everybody sleep. I grabbed that motherfucking phone, guy. So once I grabbed the phone, fool, it wasn't even hard for me to find shit. I just started going to the messages. And I started scrolling. And I remember seeing a name. I'll never forget this shit, too. Like, this shit been 5 years ago, but it's still... I can still see that nigga face. Like, that was the most traumatizing shit ever. So if you plan on going through your bitch phone, gang, if you ain't ready to feel like you got shot... Do not go through that phone, my nigga. You know, I'm telling you face to face, do not do that shit, because on my soul, you would never look at her the same. So I did that shit, fool. And I ain't gonna lie. I seen her texting a nigga. I seen a nigga send her a picture of himself, and she responded saying he was cute and saying shit like she was gonna link with him. And to this day, I still don't know if that shit was confirmed, that they linked and did all that shit, but it was just the fact that me seeing that those messages genuinely existed. With my bitch! I was like, the virgin that I cuffed? I just would have never thought she would have, you know, been on that type of timing. And to this day, when I seen that shit, fool, I'm gonna tell y'all what I did, gang. Oh, God. So I seen all that shit transpire, right, at the end of the night. After I went through her phone. I was so motherfucking me hurt, nigga. I left her house at 2 a.m., right? This is what I did. After I went through her phone, I left her house at like 2 a.m. But before I left, I just cleaned up. On my soul. I left at 2 a.m. I called my nigga, fool, because at work, when I had a job at the time at work, I'll tell my nigga, like, that's all we'll talk about is, like, how other niggas be getting cheated on by their bitches and shit. So I called him first. He like, what happened, cuz? Why you calling me that early? It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, cuz, you don't believe that shit, fool. God, man, I got cheated on. Because he can hear the sadness in my voice. And he was trying his best not to laugh because that's all we would talk about. And we always thought it couldn't be me type shit. It was one of those situations. So he was trying to make me feel better and shit. But
none of that shit worked, my nigga.
So after I got off the phone with cuz I went straight to work. Mind you, I didn't have to work till 12 p.m. that next day. Nigga, I clocked in at 4 a.m., right? On my soul, I ain't clock out till
11 p.m., my nigga.
I was so fucking sad, and I ain't eat shit that whole day, gang. On God, nigga. Like, the only thing I was eating that day
was genuinely depression. I was
so fucking sad. Like, the only thoughts going through my brain that, like, damn, this bitch really did that shit, fool. Like, you could imagine, like, I know y'all know that feeling of you can't see a certain person doing this type of thing in your life. But it gets worse, fool. Trust me.
It gets worse.
So after the day ended and shit, I'm pretty sure y'all wondering, like, did I talk to her or anything? So after I left, right, I sent her a message after I left the house, I cooked up a message, like, around 6 a.m. while I was at work, and I sent her a paragraph saying, like a mini paragraph saying, like, yeah, this is it. I don't even want nothing to do with you, this, that, and the third. And I really didn't give her no explanation on why I did it, but I wanted her to know, like, you should know what I know now if I'm doing all this extra ass shit, because I wouldn't even, you know what I'm saying? So, it got to the point where she wanted to talk it out and meet up. Just know, like, I was so hurt in those moments, because I was like, if you did this shit, my nigga, I could have been cheating, gang. Like, I have so many bitches that be, you know, on my dick, but I be ignoring it for you. So what I go do? I instantly went to go hit up the bitch that was on my Johnson. Like, I went to go hit up the junk that I've been ignoring her for. Man, I hit her up.
I get my dick sucked the same night.
After I got my dick sucked, nigga, I go back home and she found a way to contact me with her friend's phone. She was like, where you at? I'm finna pull up on you so we can talk this shit out. I'm like, okay. She pulled up to my house, food, and she get in the car. We both sitting in the car just looking at each other. She was like, so what you do today? The first thing came out of my mouth.
Oh, I just got my dick sucked.
She deadass just looked at me in shock, like, you gotta be trolling. Cause nigga, I didn't even give her time to process.
That was broken up.
So you gotta imagine from her POV, now I'm thinking about it now, years later. From her POV, I broke up with her and I got my dick sucked.
In the same day.
And you could imagine her brain process of me not even explaining that I knew what she had going, like, that I went through her phone. So when she heard that shit, she instantly looked at me and just was like, she started beating my chest in, gang. Like, I'm sitting down like this, and she just started punching my shit. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm just sitting there like this.
With a stiff-ass face.
Because in that moment, like, that's why I don't do shit out of spite, but in that moment when I did that shit, I just wanted her to feel how I felt when I went through that phone. But I'm so crazy. I'm so much older now, and knowing, like, that's not how you used to move about shit. You should let God handle that type of shit. Now, I know that now, but back then, my nigga, if you went low...
On God, I'm going lower.
Every single time, I don't give a fuck. Like, that was my genuine mindset, but I had to switch that shit up because it's unhealthy for you. But, yeah, when she was punching me in my chest and shit, I was just sitting there unfazed because I was like, you did your dirt. I have no reason to, and she was crying. I'm like, bro, I don't feel nothing. Anything you cry, I don't feel nothing. Like, I don't care. So we just sitting there, and after she got done punching on me, she hopped out the car. She started screaming and shit. She got my sister coming out the house. My sister like, what is it? Why y'all doing all this? She's screaming, my sister.
He just got his dick sucked by another bitch.
Screaming that shit out loud. And I look at my sister. She's like, Sean.
I said, bro, go in the house, bro.
Go in the house. And then I somehow managed to get us back in the car so we can talk it out. And we end up getting cool. We end up, hashing it out because she understand why I went and did what I did because I seen something that I had no business seeing. So she was like, okay, we can still work this out. In my mind, I'm thinking she gonna go cheat, but I was like, fuck it, fool, because I still loved her. Like, nigga, I'm not finna my love not just finna go away. This is the same day we broke up, my nigga. So my love ain't just gonna go away out of nowhere. So I for sure, so, you know what I'm saying, we made it work. But this is where the shit got nasty. So, she went to the doctor, I'll say a few weeks later, right? Because she found out she was pregnant. She was pregnant by me. But while she was, getting her test and shit, the doctor said, yo,
you might as well go ahead and run up the test while you're here.
So she called me, gang. And she like, the doctor said,
somebody stepped out.
I was like, what do you mean by that?
We have chlamydia.
You can imagine my fucking face when she said that. So basically, if you're not understanding, the bitch that sucked my dick gave me chlamydia, and I didn't know I had any symptoms. And us getting back together, you know what I'm saying? Of course we had sex and all that shit, but I didn't know none of that shit was going on, my nigga. Oh my God. I wish, hold on, I don't know if I should tell a part two.
Oh, I gave your daughter chlamydia, and she's pregnant, by the way.
Part two. I'm laughing hard as fuck because as I'm making this video, y'all keep spamming part two and shit. Like, y'all fucking with the story times. So I'm gonna keep them going because I got so much lore that nobody know about besides my nigga know.
We listen and we don't judge.
So, like I said, fool, she found out she was pregnant, right? And, she found out she had chlamydia. When I heard that, my nigga, I had bumped down to the hospital so I can, see this shit in real life. So I get to the hospital, and it was just her and her friend there. And I pull up and shit, they just giving me like the look of disgust. Y'all could imagine. Like, I'm pretty sure y'all make the ladies watching this shit, y'all making the same face they was giving me. So I ain't got to explain. They was just looking at me in disgust. Boom. After that, I took my ass to go sit down. And she texted me. She was like, can you go get my mom? She just pulled up. I'm like,
holy shit, son.
Now, y'all don't know backstory on the mom, but basically, her mom still thought she was a
virgin.
Her mom didn't know we was doing shit, my nigga. So I had to be the one to be the
barrier of bad news, my nigga.
So I'm sitting down and I look up and I see her mom walking towards the, the double doors of the hospital. So I get my little jolly ass up and I go, as a man, I go walk up to her mom and she see me, she know me. She's like, oh my God, Sean, is
Chevy okay?
Where's Chevy? This, that, and the third, like trying to figure out what's going on. She like, can you tell me what happened?
I don't think anything in the world prepared her ears for what the fuck I had to tell her, my nigga.
And it hurt so bad because if y'all was in my shoes, I'm the one that made all this catastrophe happen. Like, I made all this I can't even say the fucking word. I made all this mumbo jumbo go on, and I had to break the news to her fucking mom that thinks I'm a
golden boy child.
Watching over her virgin daughter, my nigga. Whole time.
We getting shit in.
So the first, bro, she said, what happened? What happened? I literally said straight to her face with the straightest face, like literally like,
oh, I gave your daughter chlamydia and she's pregnant, by the way.
Oh my God, fool. I would never forget that shit. Like, that was the hardest death stare that somebody has ever given me in their fucking life. Like I told y'all, imagine her mom, like she thinks she's, never had Johnson.
Ever.
And I come outside and tell her as she's walking into the hospital, oh yeah, she's pregnant. Oh,
and she got chlamydia.
Could you imagine a wombo combo of like...
But that ain't even it.
So, we all in the hospital and shit, right? And she called me, she texted me, she like, can you come get my phone to take it to the car to come charge it? I'm like, you know what? Of course, bro. Like, I'm gonna do anything to help you out in this situation because, it's a lot of bad shit going on. So I grab her phone and I go take it to my car to go charge because it died. And of course I know her code because, but I don't know what it was, fool. Please don't fucking judge me. But when that phone cut back on in the car, I sat in the car, I just stayed in the car. When the phone cut back on,
I went through that motherfucker again.
I don't know what was telling me to. Like, y'all know that pain in y'all chest. It tell y'all to just do that shit. It wasn't even my body. It was just the insides of me telling me to do that shit. My spirit. So, I go to Snapchat. And I seen she was streaking the nigga that she cheated on me with.
At the hospital.
I couldn't do shit but take a deep bad breath from God. I just sat there and looked at that shit. I said,
type shit.
I literally just said type shit for and just took a deep bad breath about that shit. So I just had to suck that little suck ass shit because I'm like, she's literally going through it in real life and I'm sitting here crying about the text. But yeah, I was hurt because, shit was over with at that point in the relationship. Like, what?
Shit was cooked.
We were young as fuck, and when we first got together, we was like, if that ever happens, getting pregnant and shit, you feel me? So it's like, that was talked about early on in our relationship. So when time came, you know what I'm saying, she had to do what she had to do. But I remember when we was outside for the appointment, I just pulled up so I can, be there for the process because I didn't want to feel like no fucked up and, I just wanted to be there. And her mom was there too. So that whole time she was doing it, bro, we went, me and her mom was talking one-on-one and I told her the whole rundown and everything that, basically what I just told y'all. And she was understanding more of the situation because I didn't really get to explain myself besides telling her that, yeah, her virgin daughter
got pregnant and chlamydia at the same time.
So that sounds terrible. I didn't even get to explain myself. So I finally got to explain my side. And y'all, why the fuck, after the fact, when she came outside from the jump, fool, I gave her her mom a hug, and I just gave her my phone to go back because at that point we was done. But I wasn't tripping. But I looked down at her phone, like, before they went away. She's on the phone
with the nigga she cheated on me with.
But that's why I knew at that point, like, yeah, this shit done, gang. Like, ain't no coming back, ain't no such. Because her mom was in the car like, yeah, y'all just, who knows, when y'all get older, y'all probably find each other, this, that, and the third.
I wouldn't hear none of that shit when I seen that phone on my soul.
I'm pretty sure she didn't give a fuck about being with me because all that shit just happened. But, yeah, fool, it's just crazy, bro. Like, that shit was crazy, fool. Yeah, fool. That was a wombo combo of a story, fool. I got more story times for y'all niggas too that it's crazier than that. I swear to God. But yeah, fool. Make sure y'all follow. Follow my Twitch and shit, my YouTube, all that shit. If y'all want more stories and shit.
My ex-boyfriend stole my identity and opened up a credit card with my social security number, and here's how I found out. Me and my ex dated for 2 years on and off, and throughout our whole relationship, he did really weird shit. But this time was when I was like, I had to draw the line. I was like, okay, now you're mentally get fucked. Like, something is seriously off. I get a notification from Chase one day saying that I have a new account open. I was just like, wait a minute, I only have one credit card. Like, I am not responsible enough to have more than one. I immediately open up my Chase app and I go to my accounts and I see that there are 2 accounts open. So I immediately panicked and I notified Chase, and Chase was like, oh, you have to call the actual creditor, like the actual card company or whatever. I immediately called the creditor and I'm like, hey, somebody opened up this credit card. It wasn't me. What do I need to do to get this taken off my account? Because no. When I looked at my credit report, that credit card was ran up $800. So I asked the lady, I was like, well, can you tell me who opened up this credit card? Like, whose name is it under? And she was just like, no, I can't do that. And she eventually hangs up on me. And so now I'm pissed the fuck off. I obviously call back because we're not playing those games. And another person answers. I decided to take a different approach. I'm like, hey, miss, I give you the phone number and the address. Can you confirm if it's the one on the account? And she said, yes. Something in my head, it was the feeling telling me that this man, this bitch, was the one who did it. My ex gave the lady his address. I gave him his address. He lived in LA at the time. Said, yes, that's the address. I give her his phone number. She says, yes, that's the phone number. I'm crashing the fuck out at this point. This poor lady is on the phone and I'm fuming. So I call this man. I'm like, okay, I gotta ask you a question. I'm gonna give you one time to tell me the truth. And if you lie to me, So I was just like, did you open up a credit card with my social? No. Why would I do that? Your phone number and your address are on the account. If it wasn't you, who did it? It ran up $800. So how was it being used if it never got sent to your address? It's like, how the fuck did you even get my social? I kind of figured out how he got it. I carried my social security card around with me for a very brief amount of time while I was interviewing at jobs. That is the only way possible I could think of him getting my social. Anyways, it was sent to your address and it was used, but it wasn't you? No. Well, you know, my friends be coming over here and they might have been one of them and they grabbed the credit card. Mind you, he had no friends. At least he had no friends who lived in LA. All of them lived in fucking Timbuktu. Our friends came from here to here. There is a gate to get into his apartment complex. You have to have a code. I said, so they came to your apartment, went to your mailbox, knew exactly which mailbox you were in, opened it up with the key because you need a key to open the fucking mailbox. How do I know that? Because I'm not fucking dumb. You don't believe me? Fine. But it took the Army, the Navy, the fucking U.S. Mint to get me up off that nigga. Anyway, y'all, this happened years ago. I ain't been with the nigga since. But I just had to talk about this because, ladies, a man who loves you and a man who respects you will not ever do that shit to you. Fuck.
Elsie.
Feel bad.
I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm trying to say sorry.
That's the last time that's ever gonna work.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
What was your plan?
My plan? I don't know. I was just insanely, I don't know what. I've never.
Horny.
Yes.
Story time on how I found out I got cheated on a trip with his family. His mom and his stepdad in Punta Cana, the Dominican. First of all, sorry for how long it's been taking to make this video. I'm gonna have to do a bunch of different parts, and it's really scary knowing that 1.2 million people saw that video. Because a couple of people in there probably know who he is, know who I am, and I don't know, it's a little nerve-wracking, but whatever. You guys want the story, I'm gonna tell you the story. Okay, I'm gonna try to do this fast because there's so many different parts to it that I'll give you guys the details as we keep going through videos. It's the third day there, he's acting weird, he's hiding his phone, this is 8 in the morning. I walk over there to look at his phone, he moves it immediately, I'm like, bitch, what the fuck? What the fuck? Also, this is on our anniversary, by the way. I love that. So I'm like, I'm not gonna think anything of it. I'm trying to have fun on this trip. We're in paradise. I don't want shit to happen. I don't want to have beef. I don't want drama, blah, blah, blah. We go down to the beach to meet up with his mother and her husband. He's sitting in front of me on the little beach chairs and I can see his phone. So he's say I'm him. He's like this. I'm right here behind him a little bit and I'm looking at his phone. He turns his head, sees me looking, turns sideways so I can't see him anymore. I'm like, Okay, that was 2 things in the last, hour and a half. Getting a little suspicious. I'm like, I'm gonna go in the ocean. I want to be a mermaid. I'm gonna swim with the fishes. Do you want to come with me? He's like, yeah. Energy's off. I can feel it. I can tell something is weird. His mom's like, let me take a picture of you guys. I'm like, okay. We're gonna call him John. I'm like, John, get in the picture. He's like, no. Storms off and gets all pissy. I'm like, the homeboy was acting like a pussy. Anyways, his mom is like, just ignore it. Like, he's in a mood. Just do your own thing else. I'm like, okay. So we have this black bag that we bring with us literally everywhere because it has my brush in it. Has all the necessities. We put our phones in there. Anyway, so I'm like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, brush my hair, refresh a little. I'm brushing my hair and the bag's open, like where I grabbed the brush from. And I see his phone and I'm like, no, we're not going to, Elsie. Like, no, you're better than that. You're better than that. You're a very trusting human being. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna do anything. Bro was speed walking towards me. I'm like, okay, now I feel like I have to do something about this. Now I feel like that's a sign. So then I grab his phone, hide behind, like I go around the back so he can't see me anymore, and I open it, and I put the password in. First thing that's open is WhatsApp, and it's 6 different bitches. Sorry, not bitches, beautiful women. No hate on them. Half of them being, mind you, half of them were prostitutes. Don't ask me how he got some prostitutes from the Dominican Republic's numbers. And he's texting them, and he's like, baby, like, please, like, I want to see you, blah, 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 blah. Funniest part about this is one of them was like, honey, like, if you need anything, let me know, but I'm a prostitute. Like, she straight up said that. She's like, stop texting unless you're giving me fucking money. I'm like, this is the most embarrassing thing ever. I'm looking at his phone like, what did I do wrong? Like, he is desperate. That's weird. I go sprint. He sees me walking back towards him. I have his phone. He sees the phone in my hand. He turns around, starts walking back, and I look at him. I hold his phone up, and I go, fuck you. Start speed walking towards him. I'm like, ooh, sorry, I look jacked. I start speed walking towards him, like, he whipped back to his mother and her husband. I'm like, that was the stupidest decision to make, because now I'm gonna make a scene. I wasn't going to before, but now I found shit out. I'm gonna make a scene. I'm like, let's call his mom, Patty. I'm like, Patty, your son's been cheating on me this entire trip. And he's been texting people. He's been texting prostitutes and sending explicit pictures. And she's like, what? And then he's like, Elsie, I'm sorry. Please, like, I didn't even get to talk to his mom about this because, until later. Because he's like, Elsie, please, like, I have an explanation. Like, I'm sorry. I'm like, get the fuck away from me. I started yelling. His mom's like, Elsie, please go somewhere else because I don't want other people to see us with you guys. I'm like, okay, got it. I don't want to talk to you right now. Get the fuck away from me. Following me throughout the entire resort, trying to get me to, like, talk to him. Like, get away from me. Blah, 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 blah. There's a lot more to this, but this is already at 5 minutes. That's the first part, and then stay tuned to see how I found out that he actually met up with a girl in person. Part 2.
Okay, so first of all, the way this whole thing unfolded is genuinely wild because it wasn't even like a dramatic confrontation out of nowhere. It was like a slow build. Little thing here, little thing there, the phone move in the morning, then the beach chair thing, then sprinting toward her when he saw she had the bag. Like, bro basically narked on himself through his own behavior. She didn't even have to do detective work. He handed her every red flag on a silver platter. She was trying not to look. She literally talked herself out of it twice. You're better than that. You're a trusting person. That's not naivety. That's someone genuinely trying to protect the peace on a vacation. She wasn't being dumb. She was being generous. And he used that against her without even knowing it. The prostitutes thing is where it goes from sad to genuinely embarrassing for him. Like, one of them had to tell him to stop texting unless he's paying. He got rejected by someone whose whole thing is not rejecting people. That's a level of desperate that's almost impressive in the worst way. And then going back to sit with his mom when he saw her coming, bro thought that was a shield. That was the opposite of a shield. That was the trigger. So here's what I actually took from this whole thing. Your gut is almost never wrong. She felt the energy shift before she saw a single text. That feeling in your stomach that something's off, it knows. We just override it because we want to be chill or trusting, and that's valid, but the body keeps score. Also, someone's reaction to almost getting caught tells you everything. He didn't get defensive or explain himself. He literally ran to his mom. That's not someone who feels guilty. That's someone who feels caught. Different energy entirely. And honestly, the biggest thing, going on a trip with someone's family while you're doing all that. The disrespect isn't just to her, it's to everyone in that situation. That takes a specific kind of audacity that tells you a lot about who someone actually is when they think they can get away with things. She handled it messy and loud and honestly, probably exactly the way it needed to be handled. This STD story time is wild. So basically, dude catches his girl being sus with the phone. That classic sprint out the shower to grab the phone move. And his gut already knew. He just knew. And that right there is already lesson 1, honestly. Your gut don't lie. Like he tried to push it to the back of his mind the whole night, and it just sat there. It never left. That feeling never leaves. He does the thing everybody says not to do. Goes through the phone and finds exactly what he feared. And he was so right about one thing. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. That image is permanent. That's not even a lesson, that's just a warning. Like he literally looked into the camera and said, if you ain't ready to feel like you got shot, don't do it. And he meant that with his whole chest. Now here's where it gets messy and real. Dude was so hurt, he just went full spite mode immediately. Got his situation handled the same night, told her about it to her face, watched her have a full meltdown in the car. And he admitted years later, sitting with it, that was not the move. Like he said it himself, he had to unlearn that you go low, I go lower mentality because it just keeps everybody in pain. That's probably the biggest lesson in the whole story, honestly. Revenge feels like a relief in the moment, but it creates so much more chaos than you started with. And then the chlamydia plot twist. Bro, that was genuinely a consequence he did not see coming at all. Like the spite move literally came back and physically bit him. That's almost poetic in the worst way possible. The universe really said, you want to play? Okay. What I also took from it is that he clearly still loved her through all of it. He went back. They tried to work it out. And then he catches her streaking the same dude from the hospital while she's going through all of that. And that's when he just let go. Quietly. No explosion. Just a deep breath and yeah, we done. Sometimes that quiet acceptance at the end is actually the most mature moment in the whole story, more than anything else he did. If I had to wrap it all up, the real lessons are just trust your instincts, but don't let pain turn you into someone you're not proud of later. Spite feels powerful, but it's actually just you handing over even more of yourself to a situation that already hurt you. And sometimes people show you exactly who they are repeatedly. On the phone, in the messages, at the hospital. And eventually you just got to take the hint and walk away with what's left of your peace. Dude grew a lot just telling that story. You could hear it. Identity theft is a thing. And everyone should be more careful out there. But to have your partner do that behind your back, the betrayal of lifetime. Like what? She's telling the story, and you can feel the exact moment her brain clicked. That pause when she's like, wait, I only have one credit card. That's the moment everything shifted. She didn't panic immediately. She went full detective mode. And honestly, that's impressive under pressure. She had to fight just to get basic information about her own identity being stolen. The First Lady literally hung up on her. Hung up. And instead of spiraling, she called back with a whole new strategy. The "can you just confirm yes or no" move. That was smart. That was calm. That was someone who refused to be played. And then the gut feeling thing. She already knew. Before she even called him, she knew. She just needed the confirmation to trust herself. The friend excuse, I can't. He said his friends might have come over, gone to a gated complex, found the right mailbox out of however many, used a key, grabbed the card, and ran it up to exactly $800. That's not a lie. That's a whole creative writing assignment. But here's what actually stayed with me after all of it. She said she carried her social security card around briefly during job interviews. Just briefly. And that was enough. That one small window of vulnerability was all it took. Most of us have done something similar without even thinking about it. The other thing is, she kept referencing how he did weird shit throughout the whole relationship. She already had data on this man. The identity theft wasn't out of nowhere. It was just the moment the pattern became undeniable. I think the real lesson isn't even about identity theft or credit monitoring. Though, yes, do all of that. It's that when someone shows you who they are in small ways, believe those small ways. Because the big way is coming eventually. And it's going to be a lot harder to walk away from than the small stuff was. She got out. It took what she called an army and a navy, but she got out. And she's telling the story now from the other side of it, which means she won.